Hello everyone and welcome back to my channel. Today I'm going to share with you a situation that frequently happens here in Italy. First and foremost, I want to start by saying that here in Italy we start high school when we are 14 and we finish it when we are 18 or 19. Most Italians go to university and some of them try to find a job which is very hard to find. I remember that when I was 20 years old, I was looking for a job, and employers will tell me, "You are too young, you don't have any work experience." I was always very upset. How can a young person get any experience if nobody gives them a first chance? What does "I am too young" mean? I was over 18. These were the responses I used to get when I was in my early 20s. The only job I managed to get was babysitting. I was working from Monday to Friday every afternoon, and the monthly salary was 350 euros. That was my first job. At that time, most job offers required the ability to speak English. Because in Rome, as you know, there are many tourists. I didn't know how to speak English at all. And here in Italy, we don't learn the language properly. So I wasn't able to speak English. And so I started to study English. So I spent every morning studying this beautiful language. I completely fell in love with the language. And I wanted to speak English during the day. So I decided to become an English teacher. But you know what happened? The employers now will tell me, "You are Italian. We are looking for English teachers that are native speakers." And I didn't know what to do because I I was born here in Italy. And so it was very, very hard. And also, the employers will tell me, "You know the language, that's good, but you don't have work experience." So the same problem happened. And it was very, very difficult. At the same time, since my high school was focused on pedagogy and teaching, here in Italy, I could work in nursery schools. But as I mentioned before, I didn't have any work experience, so no one was calling me. I wanted to teach English to children and adults. I didn't know what to do, and so I decided to volunteer in a school and in a nursery school. And at the same time, I was attending courses to improve my teaching abilities and to improve the language. So I was basically just spending money to get ready for work. And I was now 24 years old and I still had never gotten a proper job. A friend of mine told me that a lady was looking for a shop assistant in her store. And that's how it works in Italy. You get a job just if you know someone. I worked there in the store for a few months because this lady needed a girl who could stay in her shop just 2 days a week. And in that job, I was very happy because I could speak English during the day. And there were many tourists coming to buy bags, wallets. And I was in the city center of Rome, in a nice place. And however, I had to leave that job because I I wasn't earning enough money. It was very difficult to make ends meet. But but it was a nice experience, and finally someone was giving me the possibility to work. So, as I said before, with the salary of the shop, I couldn't make ends meet because I was working just 2 days a week. So, I kept doing babysitting once a week in English. And what else? Ooh, another problem here in Italy is that a lot of employers often ask you to work cash in hands. That's unfair. It is very difficult to get a contract. So, what I want to say with this video is that Italians are not lazy or unwilling to grow up. We have a society that encourages us to stay at home with our parents because we need help. We don't have enough money to buy a house. And um, a lot of Italians, as you know, go abroad to find work, to find better opportunities. And we also tend to leave our home uh, when we get married. But now that there are difficulties to get jobs, people get married later. We don't tend to leave home unless we have a specific reason. They are also very linked and very close to our families. And we enjoy spending time together. So I know a lot of Italians that are in their 30s and that they still live with their parents, but mostly for economic reasons. That's my story for you. How is the situation in your country? Let me know in the comment section and subscribe to my channel. See you super soon.